Alright, welcome back everybody. This is episode... Oh, I've already lost track. 15, I believe, of the Elden Ring All Bosses walkthrough. Last episode, we went underground to the Eternal City of Nokron, and completed everything down there. And we also progressed Ranni's quest line a little bit. Went to the Divine Tower of Liurnia to grab the Curse Mark of Death. And this episode, we're going to continue with her quest line. We're over here at the Royal Moongazing Grounds side of Grace. And when we talked to E.G. last episode, he let us know that Ranni has departed on her quest line through Renna's Rise, which is this tower right in front of us as we leave Carrie Manor. This used to be sealed off, but now that we've progressed her quest line enough, it is open. Go up the ladder, and up in that top room will be a site of grace and a sending gate that will take us to where we want to go. Oh, never mind, not a site of grace, just the sending gate. So now we're in Ainsel River, Maine. So way earlier in our playthrough, we did the other half of Ainsel River. Now we're in the main portion of it. There is another way to access this part from the deep root depths. You'll see this coffin over here would be the result of if you came that way, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to that episode. All right, but moving forward here. Now, this item doesn't look like it's important. It's not like purple or anything like that, but it is very important for Ranni's questline. It is Miniature Ranni. So we'll make sure to pick that up, and then we're going to come over here to this side of grace and rest. Okay, and then while we're resting, you're going to see a new prompt all the way down here that says Talk to Miniature Ranni. Now, when you do this a couple of times, nothing's going to happen. But if you keep going, eventually...
A dogged fellow, aren't we? Or is it merely thy habit to talk to dolls? Fine. Fine. I hadn't expected any soul to recognize me in this guise. But now the cat is out the bag. I cannot allow thee thy freedoms. Perform for me a service as recompense. Eliminate the baleful shadows which prowl these lands. The name of Ranni the Witch is already sullied by thee. I will not brook disobedience in this matter. Eliminate the name of I will not.
Alright, so Ranni's kind of pissed off that we are trying to talk to her in this miniature form. And so she's like, okay, as payback, kill the baleful shadows. Wow, words. Baleful shadows in this area. Alright, so we're now in the Ul Pass ruins. There are a bunch of items in here and enemies to kill if you want to take the time to do that. We're largely just going to be running through here. Watch out for the baby Astel. Run over here to the side. And make our way down here. Right, got a bunch of ants over here, just like the other side of Ainsel River. Over here, though, are some special versions. We've got some flying ones. Oof. Ouch. Dude, come on. And then you'll see this one coming towards us, giant head version. If you try to hit it in its head, it will like negate basically most of the damage. So the trick is to get behind it. Boom. There we go. It is so dark here. We'll see this guy T-posing up here. Alright, so this is from the other side of the Ainsel River. Normally there would be baby Astel over here, you know, trying to shoot stuff at you. However, when we were there, we took care of that enemy, so it's not here anymore. This is how you access this chest, which is the wing of Astel. Be careful not to drop down, otherwise you'll have to teleport back to where you were, because that takes you, like I said, to the other half of Ainsel River. But we can make our way back over this way. Somber 6. And continue onward. Alright, we've now made it to Noxtella. We're going to go rest at this side of Grace. And talk to Ranni again.
Let us speak of the past a while. I was once an Empyrean, of the demigods. Only I, Mikola, and Melania could claim that title. Each of us was chosen by our own two fingers, as a candidate to succeed Queen Marika, to become the new god of the coming age, which is when I received Blythe, in the form of a vassal tailored for an Empyrean. But I would not acquiesce to the two fingers. I stole the rune of death, slew mine own Empyrean flesh, casting it away. I would not be controlled by that thing. The two fingers and I have been cursing each other ever since, and the baleful shadows are their assassins. I turned the baleful...
Perfect. Oh, nope, I did not want to hit A. Alright. So, in Noxtella there are a few things we can do. One of which is not be able to summon Torrent. We're going to come up here. Now, typically I wouldn't show you areas that don't have any, like, bosses or key items or stuff like that. But this is a pretty large area to just kind of be like, oh, no. Just, like, glance over, you know? So I will show you... this whole area over here, this part of Noxtella. Come on, pick up the item. There we go. Alright, up here we've got a bunch of silver tears. You'll see this one is electrified. Now, kind of cool thing about it, after you kill it, it will explode, and that can cause a chain reaction. So for any like silver tears that are around it, it will do friendly fire. And if it causes another one to explode, those ones will explode as well, and it can just keep going on and on from there. Pretty cool mechanic. Alright, got some phalanx versions in here. So you want to get behind them if possible. Awesome. Now watch for ones falling from the ceiling. Okay, over here to the right of us is a bridge with one of those giant balls. You'll see it starting to go down those stairs. Couple of Nox priestesses in here. Oh my damage! Wow. Boom. New puppet set to use. There's a reward there. Ah! So freaky. It's gonna do it again. Ouch. I thought we swung early enough. There we go. Alright, you heard the ball fall down behind us. Ah, too late again. Man. You do have to kill this one in order to get back out because the door will be closed. You get a great ghost glovewort as a reward there. Nice, another silver tier. I mean larval tier. Alright, now there's a bunch of silver tiers that are going to drop down from the ground over here, as well as a ball. These ones are the lightning versions, so we'll just rely on some chain reactions here. Perfect. Yet another larval tier. Excellent. Somber 7, baby! Now we can upgrade our weapon again. It's been a minute since we were able to do that. Somber 6 from that one. Alright, then we've got some Mimic Tears and Nox Lady in here. Ouch. Ow. And a reward for getting all this way, I believe, is another like great glove, ghost glove wort. Oh, never mind. Moon of Noxtella, which is a legendary talisman, which increases your memory slots. So that's probably why I never really like remember what's over here, because again, I never do magic builds. All right, back to the Noxtella Eternal City, Site of Grace. Alright, now we'll go to this lower part. Now there is a bunch to explore over in this area that you can go to for sure. But again, like, there's not really much over here that's important. Bunch of enemies though you can fight if you're just desperate for some runes. There's also a golden seed way over at the other end. We'll see it here in just a second that you can try to get to. Alright, we'll drop down here. Ouch. Ouch. Dude. So yeah, you can see the tree right up there. We are going to make our way over here to this part. And take this elevator down. Alright, this is going to be the last time that we talk to Miniature Ranni. And real quick before we do that, I'm actually going to go back to EG for a second and upgrade our weapon. Beautiful. Okay, now we'll go back. Right, let's talk to Ranni.
Even when I turned my back upon the two fingers, Blythe remained my loyal ally. Though he was created a vassal for an Aryan, he was a colossal failure on the part of the two fingers, Blythe and E.G. both. Art willing to give too much to me, yet they both understand what lieth beyond the dark path, that I must betray everything, and rid the world of what came before. Now, should I add thee to the list? Another one, kind of heart. As kind of heart as they. This form hath loosened my tongue. I've let slip too much. Forget what thou'st heard. Forget.
Alright, so as we travel through this tunnel, we're going to come across one of the baleful shadows that Ranni was telling us about, in the form of Blythe himself. Now, it's not going to be the actual Blythe, just like a shadow version of him sent by the Two Fingers, because they know what Ranni's up to and are trying to stop her.
O shadow, thou art the last. Tell the Two Fingers that Ranni the witch cometh to rend thy flesh with a fateful wound.
Swoop, slam. Gosh dang it. Swoop, slam. You punk. Nice stagger.
Beautifully fought.
There we go.
My thanks. 'Twas more of a challenge than I envisioned. Now I can finally stand before them. This is farewell, my dear. Tell Blythe and Iji I love them.
And a reward is another very important key item, the discarded palace key. Alright, making our way down here, we have finally arrived to the worst area of the game, the Lake of Rot. So, this area is just the worst. Oh, and we don't have the recipe book for the preserving boluses. How many do we have in our inventory? 3. Oh, that is not going to cut it. Okay, give me one sec. Okay, so we completely missed the cookbook for getting that to be able to craft those. So we're going to come back to the Schiefer River Bank side of Grace real quick. And I don't think it's this. There's somewhere around here is where we're missing it. There it is. Man, can't believe we missed that. Alright. Now we'll make our way back over to the Lake of Rot. And luckily we have plenty of materials for crafting these preserving boluses. We just needed the cookbook, obviously. So, and crafting, boom. We can get 18 of them. Beautiful. We're going to put that on our quick bar, because you cannot summon Torrent down here. So you have no way of avoiding all of this rot. Now, there are quite a few items and stuff in the lake itself. There's also a boss over in the direction that I'm facing right now. We're going to go fight the boss and, get to the other end of the area. I hate this area, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of exploring here. If you want to, by all means, go for it. Right here is the map, so we can see just how big this freaking area is. It also shows this little portion over here. Alright, so our goal is to get to these little platforms with these spires on them. These are going to be platforms that we can raise to make traversing this area a little bit more bearable. On this first platform, there's going to be some basilisks that are going to come up towards you. So just be forewarned. There they are. Oh, it's like, what the heck? Alright, next next one is right over there. All right. This item. Now you can see the boss over in the distance there. It is a Dragonkin soldier. Luckily, you are able to raise some platforms around it, so you're not just stuck fighting it while in the rock crap, you know. Alright, let's go hit this one. Okay, so over there, next to the statues, that's where you want to go to progress in the area. But we're going to go fight this Dragonkin soldier first. Now we're going to try to skirt around it a little bit first so that we don't aggro it, because that spire over there, that's the platform raising mechanism for his fight that we're going to want to get to. Alright, let's jump over here. Okay, now we can take him on. Really, dude? You're not going to aggro from over here? This is the biggest platform, like, by far, so I'm trying to get him to come over here. Jump. Ooh. Alright. Let's just get him to come over here, try to stick on this platform during the fight. Oh my... Man, the hitboxes on these guys are so annoying. Just hit through nothing there, apparently. Ooh, big damage. Ouch. Gosh dang it, dude. How many follow-ups do you have? Boom. There we go. And now we can progress through the rest of the area. So you can see we're getting low on crimson flasks. Alright, next spire is right over there. We're definitely going to get rotted. This one's going to take us up with it. And at the end of this little bridge is going to be Onyx Lord or Alabaster Lord. I don't really know the difference between them. Alabaster Lord. That was our answer. Alright. Go grab this item. Somber 9. Holy. I had no clue that was up there. So if we can find a somber 8, we'll be in really good shape. Alright, careful not to fall off of here. I don't know if it's enough to kill you. I don't think so, but you will take damage, and then you'll be in, the Rot Lake, so not exactly a great idea. We can drop down over here and see if we can drop down onto this side part of the building. Perfect. Alright, we'll jump right over, and we should be able to avoid getting the rot proc. Excellent. Alright, we have now made it to our next site of grace, which is good because we're very low on flasks right now. Okay. Make our way all the way down here. There's going to be a bunch of these pest dudes down here, so just be careful. They're like, we saw you. Alright, if you're hurting on golden seeds, we're not really at this point. We can only upgrade our flask one more time. If you go around the corner there to the left, where that giant waterfall of rot was, there's an ulcerated tree spirit that comes out of there that you can fight, who will drop one. I'm not going to because, rot, heck no. But again, if you are desperate for some golden seeds, then go for it. Elden Ring works a little bit differently than the other Souls games when it comes to like the golden seeds or whatever item you need to like upgrade the amount of uses. There is not like a fixed amount that you have to find all of them to upgrade all the way. There are a bunch of extras that you can find, so you can kind of pick and choose which golden seeds you want to go for, which I think is pretty cool, especially for an open world game. Should be a chest up here. The Scorpion's Stinger. Alright, now if we cross over to this other side and go up to this coffin right here, there'll be a prompt to rest in it. Alright. And we have made it to our next Remembrance boss. No Site of Grace down here, but there is a Stake America in case you die. This, yeah, you've heard me refer to the scary looking things as baby Astels up to this point. The reason why is because we're now fighting Astel himself. Alright, so I was going to open up with a couple of these laser attacks, or maybe just one. What the heck? Alright, and then he's going to swipe at you with his tail a couple of times. That was weird. Usually it's 2 of those laser attacks to start out with. Alright, watch out. He's going to try to raise you up with gravity there and then slam you down. What? How did I get hit there? Alright, teleport away. Now watch out. Sometimes when he teleports, he'll teleport right behind you and try to grab you. So you want to be very careful whenever he teleports. Speaking of the grab, ooh. Yeah, we're doing really good damage right now. Alright, should be... Oh, stagger! After this, you should be entering phase 2. So he's going to teleport away and start shooting some meteors at us. I found the easiest way to avoid this attack is to try to get just like behind him. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Uh-oh, watch out, watch out. Dang, he got us. Boom. Ouch. Too early. That might kill us. Ooh, we're alive. Oh, nope. Dang it. Yeah, we were doing so well. Alright, let's try that again. Still not doing the double laser attack. Weird. Ouch. And delayed. Watch out, make sure he doesn't teleport behind us. Oh, there he is. And see, that's the grab attack that he tries to go for. Boom. What? Come on, stagger. No! Alright, meteor attack. Let's try to keep our distance this time instead. See if that helps. Okay, yeah, that went better. A lot easier to see the meteors actually coming out towards you. Boom, boom. Nice bleed proc. One more hit will do it. And there we go. Astel down. He gives us lots of runes. Alright, now we're going to go to the Site of Grace. You'll see up ahead that the way forward is blocked. There is a seal over the entryway to that cave. And what we need to do is, if you remember when we killed the Baleful Shadow, I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that, we got the discarded palace key. That we can take to Renala's boss room and open the mysterious chest that is in there. Right here. Our reward is the Dark Moon Ring for doing that. Let's go ahead and spend our runes real quick. Alright. Now we're going to go back to Astel's boss room. And the seal will be gone. We can move forward. Just make our way up this very long elevator. Now, if you remember from Liurnia, we explored everything except for this plateau up here. There was no way of accessing it. Remember my first playthrough, I was looking everywhere to try to be like, how do I get up there? It doesn't make sense. Well, this is how you get there. We've now made it to the Moonlight Altar. Right, over to the northwest there's like 3 sleeping glintstone dragons. If you feel so inclined to go fight them, go for it. They are respawning versions, so it's not just a one-time, you know, they're not like boss versions of dragons. However, speaking of boss versions of dragons, if you remember when we first got to Ranni, right outside of Ranni's Rise was glintstone dragon Adula. And he flew away after we took him down to about 50% HP. Well, now we finally get the chance to fully kill him. Get down here, dude. Uh-oh. Ouch, that's some damage. Alright, run to the left. That attack is super cool. Dude, will you stop being goofy? Get down here. Oof, did not see him lift his foot. Wasn't ready for that. Well, I don't know why that didn't jump attack. Hello? Can't get a stagger on him because I'm not getting any consistent hits going. Alright, watch out for this. Whoop. Here's the sword attack again. Ouch. Perfect. And slam. What? Hello? Oh, run back, run back, run back. Dude. Slam. Boom. Man, we didn't stagger him at all. That was a weird dragon fight. There we go. Adula down. Dragon Heart as a reward and his Moonblade spell. And here are a bunch of Starlight Shards. Go ahead and spend our runes. Alright, and then to finish Ranni's questline, well, at least her part of things, you'll come over here to this cave, drop down again. It is so dark. We're going to turn on our lamp real quick. There we go. And down here we will find Ranni having achieved her goal of slaying her 2 fingers. Then we're going to do this prompt of putting on the ring.
So, it was thee who would become my lord. Perhaps I needn't have warned thee. I am pleased, however. Thou art a fitting choice. I go now to the night sky. It is there I shall find mine order. I bid thee travel the path of the Lord, and once all is done, we shall see each other once more.
Alright, so that is all we have to do with Ranni, and she leaves behind a awesome weapon, the Dark Moon Greatsword. And there we go. Alright, now up on this plateau there is one other boss that we can go take care of right over here in this Ever Jail. So we're going to go back to the Moonlight Altar side of Grace. Now there's a bunch of stuff you can do up in this Moonlight Altar. A bunch of enemies. There's a Rise with another 3 Wise Beasts quest associated with it. There's a Red Wolf you can go fight, like a non-boss version anyway. If it was a boss version, we'd go fight it. Yeah, so highly encourage you to explore all around this area and see what it has to offer. We're going to go straight to this jail, which contains Ringleader Alecto, who is a Black Knife Assassin. She's definitely the most difficult Black Knife Assassin you'll ever fight in this game, level-wise anyway. Nice stagger. Ooh, watch the grab. Nice, the mid-air stagger again. That happened last time we fought a Black Knife Assassin. Getting that to happen a lot, apparently. Woo! Ouch. Oh good, that didn't do the destined death effect on us. Watch out. That one did. Ouch. Alright, so that destined death, you'll see that your HP, like your max HP is temporarily dropped with that little gray bar. So that's what makes that attack scary. That attack is unique to Alecto, with her being a named version of the boss. It's usually the case is like, oh, they have like a unique attack associated with them, and that's the one. We get the Black Knife Tiche Spirit Ash as a reward, which is a very, very good Spirit Ash. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and so her and Adula are the only bosses up here in this area. As I mentioned, like you know, invite you to explore the rest of this top part, but there's no key items or anything like that, but definitely still a lot of cool stuff to check out. Okay, well that is it for that portion. Now we're going to finish up Ranni's quest line by coming over to Ranni's Rise real quick. We go up to where Ranni normally is. Oh, you can hear Blythe's dialogue, by the way. You can see him right down there. He's like, I could never betray her. This couldn't happen, but the Two Fingers have already done their work on him. And we're going to have to put him out of his misery, unfortunately. We can talk to Miniature Ranni again up here.
I take it thou hast noticed. I shouldn't be surprised. I thought I might expound a little further upon the order I envision. Mine will be an order not of gold, but the stars and moon of the chill night. I would keep them far from the earth beneath our feet. As it is now, life and souls and order are bound tightly together. But I would have them at a great remove, and have the certainties of sight, emotion, faith, and touch all become impossibilities, which is why I would abandon this soil with mine order. Wouldst thou come to me even now, my one and only Lord? Mine will be an order, and I would. Wouldst thou come?
Alright. So now we'll go back down, and as I mentioned, we're going to have to fight Blythe and put him down. Now, one interesting thing that's happening here is... So, Ranni orchestrated the Knight of the Black Knives. She hired them to kill Godwin. But you'll notice that Blythe out here, he has taken down some of his own. These Black Knife Assassins have come to try to kill him. And because Blythe's a beast, he's killed all of them. Ouch. Sorry, Blythe. He does drop his armor set, which is pretty cool. We've been wearing the Radon set for a bit. We can switch over to that. Yeah, let's go. Alright, so that's the end of Blythe's quest line. Now if we go over to EG, we'll be able to talk to him one last time.
Greetings, my fellow.
And talk to him about Blythe's death.
Unthinkable. How could Blythe? How did he break free from his cell? No. More importantly, Blythe became a curse that plagued Lady Ranni. Yet even in madness, gave himself to her. I made a grave misjudgment. And I thought myself a capable war counselor. I'll catch up with you soon enough, Blythe. When I do, I only hope you'll accept my apology.
Alright, and that unfortunately is it for EG, because just like the Black Knife Assassins tried to kill Blythe, they're going to do the same thing to EG, and he's not going to survive, unfortunately. You can see he took a number of them out while doing so, but yep, that is it for our troll friend. We get his bell bearing and his helmet as a drop from that, but yeah, that's unfortunately it for him. So that's it. That is Ranni's questline complete. We have unlocked her ending to be able to choose from at the end of the game. That's still definitely quite a ways away from now, but yeah, that's all she wrote for Ranni's questline. Okay. Well, that is it for this episode. We're going to come back to the Great Waterfall Basin to be able to get to our next area that we want to do for next episode. If you found yourself watching this, appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully this was a good walkthrough as to how to finish up Ranni's questline and all the bosses and everything up there. So I appreciate you being here. If you found yourself watching this, please like and subscribe as always. It helps a ton. Otherwise, we will see you next time.